You know, I remember I wrote a blog a long time ago, Surviving Mother's Day Without a Mother. And I spoke about all the different women who stepped up to that role for me throughout the years, including my stepmom, my godmom, and just, you know, friends, family, their parents. But also, it helped me to be more vigilant and just to be very, very wary of the fact that this could happen to me. So when it did happen, I was just like, wish it didn't, but we were kind of, you know, braced for it.
So tell me a little bit about that, Chelan. So you were always hoping, your words, that this didn't happen to you.
Yes.
You were doing your checks regularly?
I do personally, like by myself, because you weren't at the age where you were going to get your regular mammogram just yet. So I was doing it at home, in the shower, and those things.
Yeah. And then, very recently...
So it wasn't with any of the checks that I found it. I was literally on the couch, talking on the phone, and you know, sometimes you're talking and you put the phone down on your chest. I placed the phone down right here, and it didn't sync. And I was like, what's this? So, I checked it, and I was like, this doesn't feel so right. But there's no one way that it feels. So you can't feel it and say, oh, this is cancer, you know? So I went to my stepmom, and I was like, could you feel this and tell me if you feel something? She examined me. She said, I didn't feel it, but go to the doctor because we already, let's just be safe. And she said, go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor literally the next day, I think. And he was like, so I'm going on all this time. I want him to tell me that I'm being paranoid because all my friends now are like, oh, you're overreacting, you're being paranoid. And he examined me and he said, oh, I feel what you're talking about. And I was like, lad, And he's like, but it might just be fibrocystic. You might just have, lumpy breasts. So I said, okay, let's go. So he said, okay, let's go for the biopsy. The mammogram, just to be certain. So we went for the mammogram, and while in there, they checked both breasts, and they couldn't find the lump. Like, it wasn't that visible. So they sent me to do an ultrasound in the next room, same day. So while I'm doing it, talking, and the doctor says to me, could you just point exactly where you feel this lump, where you feel the thing? And I pointed, and he said, oh, no, I see it. It's so small. If it's anything, it's no problem. It's so small. So, but he said, they told me straight off the bat that it wasn't fluid, that it was definitely solid. So I'd have to do a fine needle biopsy. So once you learn that now, it starts going a little bit faster because things start to whirlwind.
How long ago was this, Chelan?
March. So, so it was January, February, March, so the beginning. So March 23rd, the results from the fine needle biopsy came back and said, it's positive.